Welcome, applicant, to Companions of War Mercenary Faction on the Wolves Imperion Community Server. We are a faction based on trust, honor, and dignity. It is our prime mission to cleanse the system of all aliens. We will attack and destroy any and all alien installations at every opportunity. We work together as a crew, a team, even a family. The lone wolf type of player will be better suited in another faction. Every member of the faction is an honored companion and should be treated with dignity and respect at all times during gameplay. I'm going to pause here for a second and I'm going to say we want to implement a bit of RPG style into the game. We don't expect you to be in role at all time, but I would really like it if you could understand that rules that I am about to read are designed to bring a certain degree of immersion into your gameplay. I will not feel bad if you don't like them and you simply decide to go play on one of the other factions. Now, continuing on with what I have here. We will aid others for a cost. That is the point of being a mercenary. This aid will extend to attacking other alien installations. We will assist them in POI raids for a cost, or setting up base defenses or base construction. We will have engineering corps who will help build. We will assist other factions in the defense of their frontline installations. This is expected to be my primary mission. We will do escort duties, and we will assist in defenses of various other faction assets. These will be pay per use. Okay? We will not accept contracts to actively attack another faction on someone else's behalf. This is not just my rule, this is also Wolf's rule. This is a server rule. That means that no faction will at any time hire the mercenaries to openly attack someone else. However, things like hiring us to maintain a defensive position while they launch an attack is perfectly fine. Expect to be in combat. The faction is designed with two main corps. The combat corps. Essentially, this is the main part of the faction, consisting of over 2/3 of our total faction strength. The combat corps will consist, or your duties in the combat corps will consist of actively participating in any contract as per the terms of our contract. You come on and you're going to immediately help in any defense point work that we have contracted. Actively participating in the daily collection of alien POIs and resources on any planet we own. This also includes any system. Actively working to salvage the various items we need to continue to build the faction. We knock out a POI, you don't grab the purple barrel and run away. Okay, this will be discussed further in length. But help us tear down the base. We need the hardened steel to build battle armor. Actively participating in training exercises, including combat for CVs, gunner training, small vessel, hover vessel, and combined assaults on a base or capital vessel. And actively participating in the collection of resources from space-based deposits. This includes taking out the computer-controlled freighters and drone ships and space mining and that sort of thing. The engineering corps. This is the command and building side of the faction. This is only going to be less than 1/3 of the total faction strength. People who are in this corps show excellence in either building or skill in management. Okay? The duties, if you are assigned to command corps, this will include certain jobs like building the vehicles of war we need to keep the combat corps running, building base defenses or training facilities, managing those base defenses and training facilities, producing the food, weapons, armor, medical supplies, and whatnot that is needed to keep the combat corps in prime fighting shape. There will also be 1 or 2 people who will be directly responsible for negotiating all trade and combat contracts. These people will be somebody who I will trust very implicitly because they will be in charge of all the finances for the faction. These are rules and guidelines. Number 1, and this one is absolutely the most important. No companion of war will ever intentionally shoot another companion of war in a combat situation. The only place that shooting another companion is acceptable is during a combat simulation. That is a training situation. If we're not training, you're not wearing training armor and shooting training pistols, then shooting another companion of war is not an acceptable action. If you are found to have intentionally shot another companion of war during a combat mission, that is, I see it, it is recorded, or somebody else notices it, or it becomes an issue, even in fun, that's you just horse playing around, I will throw you out of the faction immediately. I don't care if we are in space or on a planet or what. You will be banned from the faction. You will not be able to respawn anywhere on faction resources. We will loot your corpse. We will seize your assets, and you will be left with nothing. I will not tolerate that at all. Doing so shows a complete lack of respect or discipline, and most importantly breaks the layer of trust that is needed in a combat situation. You are skilled, highly trained, skilled combat veterans. You know the rules. You know how to fight together. You know as a team. We will train you over and over and over until you know how to fight the way the other guy thinks. If you can't maintain your trigger discipline, don't even apply. I don't have any problem with people having fun. I don't have any problem with people horseplaying. Armor now takes damage, even in fun. Even in God mode, armor takes damage. Don't destroy faction resources. Bullets and ammunition are very limited. Don't waste faction resources. Number 2. Now this goes back to me saying that I wanted to introduce a bit of a RPG style into the thing. Heavy guns should require gunners. Auto turrets are acceptable for most point defense weapons, but larger guns should be controlled by a gunner whenever possible. This includes on heavy assault tanks, that's your hover vessels, or large attack craft, that's your capital vessels. Number 3, and this one also ties into the last one, no ship, that is capital vessel or large hover vessel, should run without a crew. An exception to this, of course, is smaller CVs, hover vessels, and small vessels that are designed for a single-person crew. These include, but are not limited to, things like patrol fighters, shuttles, or runabout class ships. These are meant for combat vessels, mining vessels, that kind of thing. You function with a crew, with a team, always. Number 4, everyone will work together, train together, fight together. It is our unity that is our greatest strength. If you want to do it all yourself, I understand the nomads are always looking for someone. Like I said, I have no problems. If you don't want to fight with us, go someplace else. POI looting. I mentioned on this earlier. These are guidelines. These are guidelines I wish to have adhered to strictly. Number 1, focus on combat as a team first. If you are so busy looting crates that your fellow companions are killed, then you are not working as a team. The loot will be there when you're done. When looting a POI, all resources go to faction inventory. Don't worry. We work hard to make sure you are kitted out with the best in a way that best suits your playstyle. If you're a heavy gunner, I'm not going to give you a sniper's rifle. I'm going to give you a big gun. If you're a guy who likes to do long-range shooting, I'm not going to give you a shotgun and say, here, have at it. I'm going to give you a sniper's rifle or a laser rifle. If we find epics, they go to the team. They don't just go to the first person in line. They go to the person who's going to best use it. Number 3, credits. This is something I cannot stress enough. Gold makes the server run. It helps us keep bullets in your weapons and ships for you to fly. If you feel that you need all the credits from a raid yourself, then I understand the Pirates faction is looking for people. Seriously, if you want to loot and pack it all into your own personal pocket, then it's kind of pointless having a faction that's going to build ships for you, because we can't put fuel in that ship because you've spent the gas money on yourself. Number 6, personal ships or equipment. In the starter base is a personal locker. You can store your own stuff in there. That is your own weapons, backup armor, backup equipment, that sort of thing. Store it in there. Only you can access it. Only you can get it out. It is the most secure locker on the entire game. Even as an admin, I can't access your thing. It's saved in your player file. Okay? The other place that you can store personal effects is on your person. If you build any vehicle and keep it personal, that is, you go and build yourself your own personal hover vessel, I got no problem with that. It goes in the motor pool. You want to use it all the time, that's fine. It's in the motor pool. Use it all the time. I got no issues with that. But if you put it on personal and keep it on personal, especially after it is built, it will be destroyed. It is considered a hostile action against the faction and will be destroyed. This faction is founded on trust. If you feel that you cannot trust your fellow teammates, then please visit one of the other factions with my blessings. I won't hurt my bit if you decide that you want to build big, beautiful, special ships that are using faction resources to build, all for your little old lonesome. Go to the Wolves. He encourages that kind of thing. I'm all for it. Okay? We have an engineering corps. It is their job to build things. Number 7, ships and vehicles and base structures are built by the builders in the engineering corps. If you want to make something yourself, go talk to them. They will help you. I'm sure that they won't mind one bit if you come up there and say, I want to build a shuttle or a hover vessel or a whatever vehicle. They'll help you. They will probably hit ideas off you. The people that I assign to engineering corps are skilled and talented builders. They are not people who just simply can build a block and put guns on it. They are people who make things look good. Don't forget, we also buy a lot of our things from Wallenstein, and I will have build competitions. You will have an opportunity to show off your building skills. Don't worry about it. And if you have something that is exceptionally beautiful that you want to build or want to have spawned, we can talk about it. Okay? That is my rules and guidelines. Other things to be aware of. Special events. Once we get established as a force on the server, it is my intention to run several faction-specific special events. That will include things like theme-based build-offs. We're going to come up with an idea and say, here's a certain limited amount of resources. Build something either together or as a team or on your own that is going to be based on a theme. Okay? We will have skills competitions. That is, we will do a POI raid with a team, and we'll see which team can do that POI raid fastest and most efficiently and come out with the best loot. And we will do special one-time combats. Okay? You also have the chance to join in on the various server-based special events. Wolf does do tank wars. He does do POI raids. He does do gladiator wars. He does a lot of things like that. I want to be in a position where this faction owns those events. We go in, we fight as a team, we fight as a skilled, disciplined force. We become somebody on the server that is to be reckoned with. I encourage you to join in on those at every opportunity. Final notes. Do not, please, change, alter, build on, or in any way vandalize the starting POI. This is a testament to the foundation of the faction, and it's the only place where the new player will spawn. I expect to have players still joining the faction 6 or 8 months from now. Building or changing it will result in it getting reset. And if it's reset, I cannot guarantee that every person's equipment will remain in their locker. If you want to build around it, talk to somebody in the engineering core. Talk to me. And we will discuss it, and we will build. We'll take a new block and we will go nearby and we'll let you build a base there. We're going to build across the entire planet. Don't worry, there will be plenty of opportunities to build something. Our battle cry. As it is my intention to bring in a certain aspect of role-playing game into the server. This is something I have been kicking around for an idea. It's not written in stone yet, but we are the companions of war, and I feel it important to remind everyone who we are. If somebody enters a chat, they are to announce their presence with the call, companions. And anyone, any other companion in that room should reply with, ever vigilant. Be strong. Be proud. We are who we are. We are the best. And nothing else will do. One last thing, discipline. Although I really, really hate the idea of having to have a or else line in anything I do, this is it. And I'm not going to be nice about it. There is no second chances. There's no, I was just fooling around. There's no trial. I have an absolute zero tolerance for crap. Okay? If you break our ways and our trust, you will be removed from the faction without delay. All your assets will be seized, and you will be kicked from the faction no matter where you are at the time. That is, I will come on, and I will remove you from the faction. You shoot somebody in the back during a POI raid, and it's not a matter of they stepped into your line of fire. It was a matter of I intentionally pulled my gun out, aimed at that person, and pulled the trigger. And it is known that you have done it intentionally. I will kick you from the faction. I won't even ask them if they're going to forgive you for it. I'll kick you out. There is no second chances. We will seize your assets. That is, anything you had in your backpack we're going to take back. I don't care. Your backpack's looted. You're hostile to us. You're considered to be persona non grata. We don't care. We'll leave you in space. You can do a death loop and spawn back at the nearest POI. I don't care. Go apply to somebody else's faction. If you can't follow our rules, don't even apply here. Simple as that. If you feel that you can be part of the challenge of being a companion of war, then I want to personally welcome you to our family, to our faction. Welcome, companion. Be ever vigilant.